Vsevolod, SHUMKOV.
So up into the boxing ring is Brazil's Arilson de Silva Gonçalves, preparing for his fourth bout, having opened his tournament in a round of 64, and he has been sensational so far. Beat Respect Bektenov at the round of 16. The tournament number 7 seed edged out after bout review 5-2 and a split decision verdict in his favor. And there is the tournament number 2 seed, Vsevolod SHUMKOV, 2023 World Championship bronze medalist, the European champion from the event in Belgrade last year. In the round of 16, he faced the Ethiopian 19-year-old Haymanot Zwedu, prevailed on a 5-0 unanimous decision victory, but the respect that Zwedu earned with the manner in which he competed against one of the very best boxers in the world, well, it was wonderful to see. Because at one point, SHUMKOV, and indeed every boxer, was Haymanot Zwedu, walking through the door of a gym, very little experience, and Zwedu really went about his mission with purpose, believing he could win. But SHUMKOV knowing far too much, but the respect between the two was wonderful to behold.
Round 1.
So we're in the 60-kilogram lightweight division, and this is a contest between boxers from Brazil and Russia. The man wearing red currently operating out of the orthodox stance, but he is an adept switch hitter. And that is Arilson de Silva Gonçalves. His opponent, wearing blue, is Vsevolod SHUMKOV, tournament number 2 seed. And he coming in looking for a return to the medal rostrum after picking up World Championship bronze in Tashkent 2 years ago. I was ringside to commentate on that tournament, and this man's speed of reflex and punch has been a hallmark of his boxing. So looking to swarm his way forwards while remaining as an orthodox boxer is de Silva. Getting the better of that exchange is SHUMKOV, ending with that right hand over the top. And perhaps for the first time in the tournament, as de Silva switches to southpaw, he's meeting someone who can match him in terms of speed of hand and foot. There's a gap in international experience as well, but de Silva, a very experienced operator. 12-time medalist in the Brazilian championships over the years, undefeated in the professional ranks. And here competing in his World Championship debut. But he has been a real highlight of this tournament, the man from Brazil. Looking for the right hand over the top, but just inaccurate as SHUMKOV seeking to creep his way forward. And look at that, de Silva running into a left jab when he launched his forward foray. Again, being made to pay a price as SHUMKOV just on the edge of range, working those hands furiously and scoring to both body and head. So de Silva and his team are going to have to come up with some type of adaptive strategy if things continue as they are. Because again, he's tucking up, but he's being kept occupied by these combinations being pushed out by SHUMKOV. De Silva just a little inaccurate. Wonderful right hand to the body and left hook, and then a counter right hand from SHUMKOV. And he's being made to pay a heavy price when he lets his hands go, is de Silva. And that can be a really difficult place for a boxer to be. He takes a left hook to the body, trying to box his way off the ropes, but he's being overwhelmed. And the referee, Mr. Valery Pastuhov, intervenes and issues a standing count. Very difficult moments now for Arilson de Silva. He's looking out into the crowd for some inspiration from his compatriots here at the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Center. But a wonderful opening round, punctuated by that standing count, and also taking inspiration from this vocal support that he's receiving, is the tournament number 2 seed, Vsevolod SHUMKOV, with a very good 3 minutes of boxing. So they've got to get to work quickly in that corner to come up with some type of strategy, and then Arilson de Silva has got to try and implement it, because it was a rather torrid first 3 minutes that he endured in the opening round here. Because whenever he let his hands go, he was made to pay a price of being counted. And the deeper we got into the round, the more SHUMKOV grew in confidence and authority and just began to assert it in the final stages. And even when De Silva has sought to pot shot off the ropes, look at him try to free the hands and break up the defenses. And the attack bringing about an 8 count, which was the punctuation point of a pretty dominant round of boxing.
Out.
And we see 2 10-8 scores returned from the judges from Cuba and Croatia.
Round 2.
So we move into the second round. And Arilson De Silva Goncalves, in his 4th bout of the tournament, facing the biggest challenge of Dubai 2025 so far. Taking an 8 count in the opening round. Scoring with a good thrusting jab to the body. But you see every time he tries to land with something more than a single shot, he's being countered. And I'm not suggesting he's intimidated. There's a good left hand to the body is slung in on a resumption from SHUMKOV, who is razor sharp tonight. But look at this. I'm not suggesting that he's intimidated, but sometimes when you're met with a boxer who just punishes you every time the hands are let go, it can result in a reluctance to throw punches. But of course the weight of, oh, that's a cracking left hook, and then another left hand, backs De Silva towards the ropes. He's trying to bob and weave his way out of trouble on the strands, but such is the hailstorm of punches coming in the direction, and that's why he's had his chin checked by a left hook. But the way to that timing, or the way that speed can be bested, is with timing. Can De Silva discover the type of timing to negate the speed advantage that SHUMKOV enjoyed? Look at how he changed angles in front of his man and then got to work with that lead left hook once again. Trying to cover up and demonstrate that he's still in the contest, but he's breathing through an open mouth now because the concentration that he's having to summon up just to remain in contention. You get the impression that he's redlining it here, and SHUMKOV perhaps has more gears that he can engage. It's a very difficult mission for the man in red. He's still remaining committed to it. But SHUMKOV, that's a good left hand to the body from De Silva. It may have been a little south of the border. SHUMKOV rendered inaccurate as De Silva was able to weave away from the punches. Is he becoming accustomed to the speed of SHUMKOV now? But he wasn't able to complete the equation and make the man pay. Scoring left jab from SHUMKOV. Bolo shot to the body is a scoring shot from the man in red. So single shots I don't think are going to get it done for De Silva, but when he tried to punch with SHUMKOV, he was picked off and came out second best in the exchanges. Well, credit to Arilson De Silva for changing his tactics in that second round. I think it's been a better performance, but I don't think it's enough for him to win the round. And SHUMKOV, very effective with his punch picking and his placement through 6 completed minutes of boxing. And again, did try to change things. De Silva targeted the body more, but despite his adaptation and his implementation of it, he's probably lost the second round across the board as well. So there's confirmation, a clean sweep of the cards, but I suppose a better round indicated by the fact that no 10-8 scores were returned as they were in the first for judges 4 and 5.
Your third and final rounds.
So we move into round number 3 then, and you see Arilson De Silva saying, "Bring it to me," pounding his chest and pointing to the canvas saying, "Stand and fight." And SHUMKOV saying, "No way," bringing to mind the conversations that we've been told about between the late, great, marvelous Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard, the 1976 Olympic champion. Sugar Ray Leonard has since said in various documentaries, and I've had the privilege of speaking with him on several occasions, both on camera for interviews and away from the cameras, and he said that marvelous Marvin Hagler was saying through his gum shield, "Fight me," and referring to him in less than complimentary terms, saying, fight me, and Sugar Ray Leonard remained on his toes and would not engage with the switch hitting sensation from Brockton, Massachusetts. So just almost entering bout management mode here now. Here's Shumkov, and again, scything punches being launched by the man in red, but Shumkov ensuring that he's not there to be on the end of them. He set his stall out early, taking it to his man in the first round, ensuring that he won it in the second, but here, just content to box in bursts because the onus is on the man in red to try and overturn the 20 points to 18 deficit that he faces for 3 of the 5 judges, and that's because the other 2 have it 20-17. Terrific work with the right hand. De Silva trying to weave away from it, but he couldn't evade that left hook. And he's showing machismo and courage in there now. Is De Silva, and he's continuing to say, come on, let's have it out, bring it to me. But Shumkov, with his mind on a return to the semi-final stage. That's a good left hand to the body from De Silva. He targets the same shot once again. But the deeper we go into the round, he's going to need a single shot KO or a combination to turn this one around. Overhand right blocked by the left glove of Shumkov, who counters with a right hand success of his own. It's a nice movement in the pocket as a wide-legged stance, and then a counter right hand out of a crouch lands for De Silva. Shumkov got to keep his concentration here. He won't want to sustain an injury. So a terrific contest between Vsevolod Shumkov and Arilson De Silva Goncalves. The Brazilian boxer in his World Championship debut, starting his tournament in the round of 64, winning 3 contests to book his place here at the quarterfinals. I think his sensational tournament has come to an end here, and it's Vsevolod Shumkov who will return to the medal stages for the 2nd consecutive World Championships. A very composed display indeed. Took control of the proceedings, particularly in round 1. Maintained his superiority in round number 2 before entering bout management mode in the 3rd. Still think he's done enough to take that one, but ensuring that he didn't run into a stray elbow or a misplaced head. So Shumkov will be going through to the final 4. Let's get the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner from Russia, Vsevolod Shumkov.
So Vsevolod Shumkov, a unanimous point decision victor over Arilson De Silva Goncalves, who has been a real star here in ring B. 4 contests over the course of the tournament, but running into one of the very best boxers in the world, and it's the tournament number 2 seed, who enriches himself by at least $75,000 and has returned to the medal stages for the 2nd consecutive World Championships. Some of the action from that bout.